Hi, and thank you very much for checking out my video. I really do appreciate it. And if you do enjoy it, please consider sliding down and hitting that like button. You could maybe even subscribe. If you want to, of course. Okay, so with that being said, let's do this. Sandra Annette Bullock is a famous actress and producer. Known to her friends just as Sandy, Sandra is 5'7" tall and weighs around 119 pounds, with dark brown eyes and brown hair. No great surprises there. According to Celebrity Net Worth, she is worth a very respectable $250 million. I would imagine that's enough to live out a nice comfortable life, wouldn't you? Sandra Bullock was born on July 26, 1964, in Arlington, Virginia. Her father, John W. Bullock, was a voice coach, and her mother, Helga Matilde Mayer, was an opera singer. Sandra spent a good portion of her youth singing in a choir in Nuremberg, Germany, where her father was stationed and in charge of the Army's military postal service. Sandra has a younger sister that is also famous. Jessine Bullock Prado was born in 1970 and is a well-known chef and TV personality. Although Sandra was married to entrepreneur Jesse James from 2005 until their divorce in 2010, she is now single again. But despite being single, it hasn't stopped Sandra from adopting 2 children. Her son, Louis Bardo Bullock, was born in 2010 and her daughter Layla Bullock in 2012. Sandra has such an impressive portfolio of properties that it's hard to keep up with them, but her main residence is a mansion in Beverly Hills. She also owns 2 units in nearby Sierra Towers, 2 oceanfront properties in Malibu, and several in Texas, mainly in the Austin area. There's also a 5-acre mountain retreat in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, a townhouse in Manhattan, and a Victorian mansion in New Orleans. In addition to her property portfolio, Sandra also has an impressive car collection, including a Mercedes GL 550, Lincoln Navigator, Audi A6 wagon, Toyota Prius, a Range Rover Vogue, Volvo XC60, a Porsche Panamera, and a BMW 7 Series. Bullock started her own production company, Fortis Films, in 1995. The name is Greek for strength, and Bullock was motivated to start it because she wanted more control over project development. Fortis Films helped to launch the George Lopez show. Bullock discovered Lopez in 2000 and wanted to create a show with Hispanic characters. She's won an Academy Award in the Best Actress category for her performance in The Blind Side. She also won a Golden Globe and a Screen Actors Guild Award for the same movie. And now we come to her biggest movies of all time. Sandra really shot to fame in the late 90s, but as you can see from this list, her great acting talents mean that she's continued to be one of the most in-demand actresses in Hollywood. In 10th place is Speed 2: Cruise Control, the sequel to the incredibly successful first movie. This sequel made $48 million in the United States and went on to gross almost $165 million worldwide. Sandra was joined by stars including Jason Patric, Willem Dafoe, Brian McCarthy, and Colin Camp, to name but a few. Filmed in Key West, Florida, with a budget of around $160 million, the movie was directed by Jan de Bont, produced by Blue Tulip Productions, and released in the USA on June 15, 1997. Annie Porter dated the cop who saved her from the bus bomb, but broke up with him because he was constantly putting his life in danger. She went on to date another cop named Alex, who told her that he does a mundane assignment, but she eventually learns that he works for the same unit and is also addicted to danger. She wants to break up with him, but he surprises her with a cruise and she agrees to go. He's planning to propose to her, but when he notices another passenger acting peculiar, he can't help but try to find out what's up with him. At number 9 comes While You Were Sleeping, co-starring Bill Pullman, Peter Gallagher, Peter Boyle, Jack Warden and more. The movie grossed just over $80 million in the United States and went on to reach more than $180 million worldwide. Filmed in Chicago on a budget of just $17 million, the movie was directed by John Turteltaub, produced by Hollywood Pictures, and released in the USA on April the 23rd, 1995.
I believe you wouldn't.
Lucy, you came? I saw. Oh, this is great. Hey, come on in, you two. It's freezing out here. Elsie made her eggnog.
Word to the wise, drink soda.
Okay. Mom, look who's here. Lucy came.
Nursing a secret and hopeless crush on a handsome commuter who passes her booth every day, the charming loner and Chicago L ticket seller, Lucy, is about to have a second chance at love. During one seemingly ordinary Christmas shift, Lucy witnesses the object of her desire falling off the platform. And in one of those spur-of-the-moment decisions, she saves him from certain death, only to be mistaken for his fiancée at the hospital. Unable to tell the truth to his welcoming family, the comatose patient's suspicious brother, Jack, thinks he's onto something. For the next movie, we have the office-based rom-com 2 Weeks Notice. Sandra stars alongside Hugh Grant, who plays her bungling boss, Alicia Witt, Dana Ivey, and Robert Klein. The movie was filmed in Wayne, New Jersey, with a budget of around $60 million. It was directed by Mark Lawrence, produced by Castle Rock Entertainment, and released in the USA on December the 22nd, 2002. 2 Weeks Notice grossed almost $95 million domestically, and close to $200 million worldwide.
Meet Lucy Kelson.
Hey, that's my coffee, you jerk!
Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. See, I thought you were needy.
She has a law degree from Harvard.
You're my brilliant chief counsel who's always honest with me.
Well, then, honestly, I think you are the most selfish human being on the planet.
Well, that's just silly. Have you met everyone on the planet?
And an eccentric billionaire boss.
Dedicated environmental lawyer Lucy Kelson goes to work for billionaire George Wade as part of a deal to preserve a community centre. Indecisive and weak-willed, George grows dependent on Lucy's guidance on everything from legal matters to clothing. Exasperated, Lucy gives notice and picks Harvard graduate June Carter as her replacement. As Lucy's time at the firm nears an end, she grows jealous of June and has second thoughts about leaving George. Next, we meet the FBI's unwilling beauty queen in Miss Congeniality. In this movie, Sandra teams up with the likes of Michael Caine, Benjamin Bratt, Candice Bergen, and William Shatner. The film grossed over $105 million at the box office in the USA, and went on to surpass $210 million worldwide. It had a filming budget of $45 million and was based in Austin, Texas. It was directed by Donald Petrie, produced by Castle Rock Entertainment, and released on December the 24th, 2000.
Agent Gracie Hart is as tough as nails.
She's got a lot of rage.
And she's completely unpolished.
Honey, are you a lesbian?
Dad. I wish.
But when the FBI needs an undercover agent...
When a terrorist threatens to bomb the Miss United States pageant, the FBI rushes to find a female agent to go undercover as a contestant. Unfortunately, Gracie is the only female FBI agent who can look the part, despite her complete lack of refinement and femininity. She prides herself in being just one of the boys, and is horrified at the idea of becoming a girly girl. For the next movie in the list, we find ourselves with the FBI again, in the hilarious crime comedy The Heat. Sandra is joined by laugh-a-minute Melissa McCarthy, Michael McDonald, Michael Rappaport, and Jane Curtin. In the USA, the box office gross for The Heat was a cool $160 million, and worldwide it totaled almost $230 million. Directed by Paul Feig, the movie was filmed in Boston, Massachusetts, with a budget of just over $40 million. It was produced by 20th Century Fox and released in the USA on June 30th, 2013.
Let's loosen that up. Surprise! Come on, man!
Get out, bull in China shop!
What part of out do you not understand?
You wanna go out? We'll take you out.
I can't hold you.
All right, let's pull him over. Come on.
No, wait, I'm not getting anywhere, really. I can't lift him up.
Sarah Ashburn, an FBI agent, is extremely ambitious and has her eye on a promotion, but she doesn't get along with her co-workers. She is sent to Boston to uncover the identity of an elusive drug lord, Mr. Larkin, by tracking down his proxy, Rogus, and is told that she'll have a good shot at the promotion if she finds Larkin. She also learns that Rogus is in Boston PD custody and goes to see him to ask him what he knows about Larkin, but is warned that the cop who arrested Rogus, Shannon Mullins, is very territorial and she is not exactly sociable. At number 5, we have the most recent movie in the list with Ocean's 8. Directed in Staten Island, New York by Gary Ross, with a budget of around $70 million, the movie co-starred Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Mindy Kaling, and pop icon Rihanna amongst others. Ocean's 8 grossed more than $140 million at the box office in the USA, and went on to achieve nearly $300 million worldwide. It was produced by Warner Brothers and released on June 10th, 2018.
We would like to present you all with a hypothetical situation.
How hypothetical?
Not very, unless we screw up. $16.5 million in each of your bank accounts 5 weeks from now. In 3.5 weeks, the Met will be hosting its annual ball, celebrating its new costume exhibit.
Following her release from prison, Debbie Ocean, younger sister of the late Danny Ocean, meets with her former partner in crime, Lou, to convince her to join a heist that she planned while serving her sentence. Debbie and Lou assemble the rest of their team: Rose Wheel, a disgraced fashion designer who is deeply in debt with the IRS, Amita, a jewellery maker and friend of Debbie's who is eager to move out of her mother's house and start her own life, Nineball, a computer hacker, Constance, a street hustler and pickpocket, and Tammy, a profiteer and another friend of Debbie's, who has been secretly selling stolen goods out of her family's suburban home. Now we have the enthralling feel-good movie, based on a true story, The Blind Side. For this movie, Sandra's co-stars included Quinton Aaron, Tim McGraw, Jay Head, and Lily Collins. Filmed on location in Buckhead, Georgia, with a budget of around $30 million, The Blind Side was directed by John Lee Hancock, produced by Alcon Entertainment, and released on November 22nd, 2009. The box office revenue was more than $255 million domestically, and reached almost $310 million worldwide.
That's what you call Big Mike.
Leah, is this another one of your charities?
We need to find out more about his past.
He's been enrolled in 7 different institutions. His grade point average begins with 0.
He needs to do better in school. I'd love to work with him.
This is mine?
Yes, sir.
Never had one before.
What, a room to yourself?
Of that.
Based on the true story of Leanne Toohey and Sean Toohey, who take in a homeless teenage African American, Michael Oher. Michael has no idea who his father is, and his mother is a drug addict. Michael has had little formal education, and few skills to help him learn. Leanne soon takes charge, however, as is her nature, ensuring that the young man has every opportunity to succeed. When he expresses an interest in football, she goes all out to help him, including giving the coach a few ideas on how to best to use Michael's skills. Michael Oher was the first round pick of the Baltimore Ravens in the 2009 NFL Draft. The number 3 position is another rom-com, The Proposal. With a cast including Ryan Reynolds, Mary Steenburgen, Craig T. Nelson, Betty White, the movie was directed by Anne Fletcher on location in Manchester by the Sea, Massachusetts, with a budget of around $40 million. It was produced by Touchstone Pictures and released in the USA on June 21, 2009, grossing almost $165 million domestically and close to $320 million worldwide.
Yes, can't fight a love like ours. So, are we good?
Make it all legal and we'll put this whole thing behind us.
I'm not gonna marry you.
If you don't, you'll be on the street all alone looking for a job.
Have the two of you told your parents about your secret love?
We're going to their place this weekend.
Oh, where's that? Alaska.
Alaska.
For 3 years, Andrew Paxton has slaved as the assistant to Margaret Tate, hard-driving editor at a New York publisher. When Margaret, a Canadian, faces deportation for an expired visa, she hatches a scheme to marry Andrew. He agrees if she'll promise a promotion. A skeptical INS agent vows to test the couple about each other the next Monday. Andrew had plans to fly home that weekend for his grandma's 90th, so Margaret goes with him to Sitka, Alaska, where Mom, Dad and Grams await. At number 2, we have the movie that made Sandra a household name, Speed. Sandra stars alongside movie superstar Keanu Reeves, legendary Dennis Hopper, and funny man Jeff Daniels. Directed in Los Angeles by Jan de Bont, with a budget of $30 million, the movie was produced by the Mark Gordon Company and released on June 12, 1994. In the USA, the movie managed to gross more than $120 million, with the worldwide figure surpassing $350 million.
Let's go, let's go! Shit! Hold on!
A young Los Angeles Police Department SWAT officer called Jack Traven angers retired Atlanta Police Department bomb squad member Howard Payne by foiling his attempt at taking hostages stuck in an elevator with a bomb. In retaliation, Payne arms a bus with a bomb that will explode if it drops below 50 miles per hour. With the help of feisty passenger Annie, Jack and his partner detective Harry Temple try to save the people on the bus before the bomb goes off, while also trying to figure out how Payne is monitoring them. And finally, the number 1 slot is held by the space-based drama Gravity. Filmed in space, with a budget of $100 million, the movie was directed by Alfonso Cuarón and co-stars Hollywood legend George Clooney, Ed Harris, Farhad Sharma and Amy Warren. Gravity was produced by Warner Brothers and was released on October 6, 2013. Sandra Bullock's top-grossing movie made nearly $275 million in the USA and close to $725 million worldwide. That's got to be worthy of a top slot.
Give me 5.
Dr. Ryan Stone is a brilliant medical engineer on her first shuttle mission, with veteran astronaut Matt Kowalski in command of his last flight before retiring. But on a seemingly routine spacewalk, disaster strikes. The shuttle is destroyed, leaving Stone and Kowalski completely alone, tethered to nothing but each other and spiralling out into the blackness. Now remember, these are Sandra's top grossing movies. It doesn't mean they are her best. That's a matter of opinion, of course. You may be able to think of some other movies that should have been on the list. Let me know in the comments if there are any Sandra Bullock movies you love but were not in her top 10.